lines. I'm like, why would they be running gas? I don't think so.
Yes, yellow.
Okay.
It's,
So orange would be fiber?
orange is fiber.
Okay.
I can't think of who's on Sweetwater. Because they're running everywhere.
They are. I see them on
They're all up
Mealing and
23.
I've seen them on Sudlow Lake. Yeah.
They're out there on 25 again. They're everywhere. I know they cut us constantly.
They cut you.
Good afternoon. At this time, we'll call the Edgefield County Planning Commission work session to order for August 14, 2025. Order, yes, speaking no old business, right in new business, discuss regarding the proposed land development application for use of used car dealership be located at 5156 Edgefield Road in Trenton, 174-018-0. Applicant Philip Quall. Are you here? Philip Quall. You have any questions regarding the proposed project? So, you want to come up front? You are down what you have on property, you have in mind. Take your name and
My name and what? Philip Quarles. And what, I didn't hear what you asked me to say. I've never done this.
Your address.
Oh, I'm sorry. My residence address or that address, my residence is 18 Summerfield Court, Trenton, South Carolina, 29847. Office is 117 Watson Street, Trenton, South Carolina.
we're going on the floor. I propose you,
The project's gonna be located at 5160 Edgefield Road.
5160. Still at 5150. 5160.
It's on the 10th page of your, shows you the red block and the addresses. Page 9 and 10 show you the location of the parcel.
Yeah, I went through this and I looked at it. So right now, it's just a vacant lot.
Yes, sir.
Vacant lot.
Correct.
You gotta be cleared.
No, sir.
Okay.
It's already, it's cleared and fenced.
Look out of place. Get right, so you plan to put up a building that we see here?
Correct. Yes, sir.
I see here you have, in the stormwater drain, wastewater control, and you have utility building, and the DOT is pending. Well, okay. Right off the Edgefield Road. Right now, do you have a driveway going into that property at the
Yes, sir.
front now?
Yes, sir. There was a residence there that has been demolished. So there was 2 driveways
Is that
actually.
old rental place?
Somebody's asked me that, so I'm gonna say yes.
Well, you have to go get the sale.
Oh, yes, sir.
Okay, 'cause I'm trying to fit it in my mind.
That's right. There was an old home and a mobile home right there.
It's on the same side as Sarah's.
Yes, correct.
Directly
Yes, ma'am.
beside it.
Is it where the concrete stuff used to be?
The,
No, that's on the corner down there.
Oh, okay.
This is right beside Sarah.
yeah, right where that
If you face Sarah.
old
right,
convenience store, exactly, if
So
you're facing Sarah.
that building no longer there, is it?
The building is there, but it's not on this parcel of
On this
land.
part, okay, you're
Correct.
in between that and Sarah, right?
No,
That
sir.
house is in the back.
If you're looking at Sarah's, the building, the old store building is on the right of Sarah's, then this vacant lot is adjacent to that building. That building is almost a property line.
Okay.
Or there, minus the structures. That would be it.
Yeah, the lot in red is vacant. That's his lot. The small building, it looks like it used to be an old store. And then the next one is Sarah's, right there.
Okay, I was trying to picture.
That's Sarah's.
That's
Yep.
Yeah, the next
with
one over is
Pete's.
Sarah's.
Yep, Sarah's, and then that's the old store,
Old store right there, okay, you're gonna be knocked up with the store, okay.
and that's in red, correct.
So you got a septic tank existing there now,
Correct,
got
yes.
kind of water,
Yes, sir.
and you gonna talk about, selling used automobiles, right? New one?
No,
Used-
sir, pre-owned, used,
Pre-owned?
Yes, sir.
used, right, okay.
not a franchise.
Not a franchise. everything gonna be gravel, you're not pour concrete, just gravel.
Correct.
You're not gonna throw anything, but don't, if it don't operate, you're not gonna throw it there, right?
No, absolutely not. No, everything there will be ready for sale.
Questions, answers, okay?
I really don't. It was pretty well.
No, I
Look,
don't have any questions.
The building you put up, it says you're putting in windows, it's strictly just for an office.
Yes, sir.
I think that the, not say, you gotta have an office, that's mandatory, isn't that right?
Correct. 80
Right,
square
that's
feet.
what the law-
It only has to be 80 square feet, but
Yes, sir.
you do have to have a building. Not sure what you do in 80 square feet, but
It looks good, I just had to fit in my mind, I know that place well. I didn't know all was okay. Got hit. I studied vehicle. Are you in the used car business now already, or you just?
never been in the car business in my life. Yep. Myself and my brother, neither one of us ever worked at a car lot or at a car dealership. So,
Giving up on the home building?
no, sir.
No?
No, sir. We'll probably keep doing that for a little while anyway. Getting hot outside, I'm getting old.
Have any more questions about anything to be said? You have any doubt? No comments from staff? Everything looks, again, we'll vote on it in the upcoming meeting.
Yes, sir.
Problem.
Right.
Thank you.
Okay.
All righty. Get back to my page here. Next we have, we're gonna review the zoning application request and additional Washington zoning RA rural agriculture. Right? Something else from the staff.
Y'all received the list, correct?
Yes.
Have any questions or concerns regarding the additions?
I had an addition, that I want considered. We've talked about it in the past at Windy Ridge, Bettis Academy, and across the road as well. I've talked to a lot of the neighbors and people down there, and they, they would like the protection that the zoning would provide for that, so I would like that to go in for the next, for
So you-
consideration.
What that was between Nicholson Road and
Windy Ridge all the way to.
Okay, so it's a separate topic than the RV park.
Yes.
You want us to put on the agenda, putting zoning in place along Sable Lane?
Well, not just Sable, but from Windy Ridge.
Oh, yeah, Windy Ridge. Gotcha.
Gotcha.
So basically this gray area,
The
right?
gray area.
And we'll get you a list of parcels that would be
Yeah,
incorporated, so you can look at them
you'll-
each individual, and before you vote on it, send that to council.
Yeah, we'll generate a list of parcels and send it to you, and you'll have to sign an application to change the zoning. I just did one for Jerry, so I have one I can just change the parcel numbers and send to you, and we should be good. All right, back to the RV. There we have.
That was the RA section.
You put RA here, this is RA, we haven't gotten to that one yet.
We're not on
End with that.
number C yet.
That's RA. Rural
No,
agriculture.
I don't have a tab for that, that's why.
Do y'all have any more questions about the RA or adding any more parcels?
And more adding on to the RA.
So, I mean, I don't know if Jerry would want you to, but since it's about to go to public hearing anyway, you could always request to have those parcels added to.
Dean, I had
Yes.
spoken to Dean, and he said he really would like to see that go together if possible.
Okay, I'll get with Jerry after the meeting, and And if he wants, we can just add them all into one application. Shouldn't be an issue. And if not, then I will get with you and I'll have a separate list. And we can probably still see them at the same time. It'll just be two separate votes.
That's
Pass this down. Not for the night, this is for the rest. Okay, any more on the RA? If not, we'll move to item C, which is review the possible update of the county current RV park ordinance. Staff?
yes.
So y'all have the latest edition in front of you. And I have a list that was, given to us by Horse Creek Nature Preserve. Y'all have a copy of that, or is that just mine?
I made copies.
Okay, well, I'm gonna go over them.
Can
and-
I'll
and talk-
just pass
and-
these out?
Yeah, you can pass them out, just pass them
Okay.
down.
Just take one and pass it to them.
Right.
A member provided me with those.
Okay.
so-
I'm just gonna read them as they are, and then I'll comment on them.
Okay.
And then y'all can comment on them, and then I'll move to the next item. Horse Creek Nature Preserve and Savannah River Keeper recommendation, additions and changes to Edgefield County RV Park regulations. Recommended additions: surface grade shall not exceed 6% to prevent rollback and aid in containment of potential RV leaks. I actually would say that that's not strict enough. If we're going to put that in there, we might as well put 4%. Ideally, you would want a parking pad to be 1 or 2% slope. Basically, you want it sloped just enough the water runs off the pad. So 6% is still pretty steep. And if we're talking an RV park, not a campground, which are separated in our ordinances, there's no real reason that an RV park that has permanent spots, there's no reason they can't pour the concrete at 2 to 4%. I mean, 2% is more than a big enough margin of error on concrete. So I would actually recommend it be more restrictive than 6%, and I would go with 4%.
I don't have a problem with that.
I agree.
Yeah. Now, in campgrounds where the lot might be left, pretty much natural and just have a power pole or something next to it like you see at Clark's Hill, then, of course, you want to have more wiggle room, but an RV park they're literally permanent spots, so there's no reason they can't grade them appropriately.
So that would be the entire RV park graded at 4%.
That would be the
No, just the
spots, the
pads.
pads
Just the
where the
pads?
where the RVs park.
Because
The point is that you don't want an RV to roll away.
right,
And I'll go ahead and tell you from a building code perspective, if I was out there grading their, if they poured concrete pads to park on, I'm gonna look for 2%. So,
I'm wondering though, because if that was, what was the only thing intended with this suggestion? Because it says containment
to prevent rollback.
of potential RV leaks and aid in containment of potential RV leaks.
Right, the
So that,
RVs
to me,
parked
sounds
on
like
the
the
pad.
entire 15-acre, whatever, 5-acre site would be 4% grade to prevent runoff.
Well, if
of
you
RV
grade the
leaks.
entire site, then you're mass grading,
Yeah,
which I don't think anybody wants to see a lot mass graded.
we don't want to see mass grading, but it says aid in containment of potential RV leaks.
Yeah,
So-
I take to prevent rollback and aid in containment of potential RV leaks to mean where
From the
where they're
pad,
parked,
where it's parked.
right? Because when it's in motion, hooked to a truck, it shouldn't be a problem. Any more comments? Okay. Second one, RV parks must implement the Edgefield County RV Park Risk Management Disaster Preparedness Plan, which is forthcoming. I don't have a comment on it because I don't have the document yet, so until I do, I'm not going to make an opinion on that. RV parks must have one cleaning station per 50 RVs for sewage, hoses, and other wastewater equipment, and shall consist of one or more trapped 4-inch sewer risers surrounded by a concrete apron having a diameter of at least 2 feet, sloping to the drain. Cleanout stations shall be equipped with adequate water outlets for wash down of sewage hoses, associated equipment, and cleaning station. The cleaning station will be connected to the RV park approved sewage system. I don't have a problem with it, but I think it might make more sense just to make that requirement at each of the lots. These are permanent, so it's not like a campground where you got to go to the honey pot. You're parked there. You should have the ability to do everything you need to do at the lot. So why not just require it at the lot, every lot? But if they want, I mean, y'all can put it in there exactly as it is. It doesn't matter, but if the goal is to keep everything clean, then just make it a requirement for every single lot. Make that the standard for the clean section of the lot. All right, next
agree with
is accidental spill cleanup containers must be provided by park management for proper disposal of cleanup contaminants. I don't have any comments on that one.
April, you got a pen that writes?
Here. There's another one.
There ain't no more over here.
That must have been.
Well, there you go.
All right, next is on-site wastewater system must have at least 100% repair or replacement area for any park exceeding 75 RVs. This is moot,
Why?
because we don't control any of that. We don't control septic tanks. So we can write it there all we want to, but we have no authority over it. So we can't write them a ticket for it if they don't do it. So to me, there's no point in adding it. It's a DES regulated item. So unless Edgefield County starts to regulate its own septic systems, we don't really have any legal authority over them. Accidental spill cleanup kits must be created and provided by RV Park Management in accordance with Edgefield County Emergency Management Agency guidance. I'm okay with that. I don't have any comments. RVs shall be inspected upon arrival and every 6 months by RV Park Management to ensure they contain an operational fire extinguisher and smoke/gas detectors. I don't have any comments on that. Dogs or other animals must be leashed no longer than 6 feet. Edgefield County already has a leash law, so it'd be redundant to add it here.
It may be redundant to add it, but I would like to see it reiterated in the ordinance, or at least with the RV park management.
I mean, we can put it in there, but again, it's already the law, so if they're not doing it, they're already breaking the law. I don't care if we add it in there, but like I said, it's already an established law.
Well, I just wouldn't want the RV park management to miss saying that
Well,
to their,
so you might not know that much about animal control, but the RV park management would not be the one getting a ticket.
no, they wouldn't, but they would be the ones to, every campground we go to, it clearly says dogs have to be on a leash.
Yep, and like I
So-
said, it's fine if you want to add it in there, but the law is already written, is all I'm
And
saying.
I understand that, I just want to make sure it's communicated to whoever is parking the RV there with the pet.
All right, and then it moves over to recommended changes. Section 4A, change no RV site to be located within 100 feet of any stream or pond, reducing risk of contamination from accidental wastewater spill. I don't have any issue with that, as long as we don't stick that in the campground section.
Right.
Because, I mean, all of you probably camp at Clark's Hill. Yeah, you don't want to take the campgrounds away from the water. But 100 feet's not very long, so I don't have any comments on it for an RV park. Section 8, inspections enforcement change. Compliance inspections shall be done twice annually. The word shall is unacceptable. So we can put in there that we can randomly inspect it at any point or given time of our choosing without notification to the owner. As you know, code enforcement in Edgefield County is complaint-based. We have one code enforcement officer for all 500 square miles of Edgefield County. So he gets a call, there's a complaint, there's an issue, he goes. Saying shall means he's got to set a schedule, he's got to go out there, be there at certain times, have specific criteria, and that also means that when it's not that time, he shouldn't be out there. Well, just make it where he can go out there an unlimited number of times, whenever he wants to, however he wants to. If he wants to show up and randomly inspect it, he can. If he gets a call and a complaint and he goes out there and inspect it, nobody can say anything to him.
You want to change that to random then, huh?
Section 4E, fire hydrants to be located within 500-foot radius of any RV site to include South Carolina Code of Law 6950 as a reference. Just so you know, Law 6950 is just the adoption of the International Fire Code, or well, the South Carolina Fire Code, actually. It has no specific references to RVs whatsoever, and it has one exemption to outdoor burning. So instead, the part that they actually want to reference is in the reference standards that are allowed to be adopted individually by counties. And so instead of referencing South Carolina Law 6950, they should reference NFPA 1194, which is fire code for RV parks specifically. And it is a reference standard that's not adopted by the state, but since it's referenced in the IFC, individual jurisdictions can adopt from it as they choose to. So we can use it as a reference if we want. And it is specific to RV parks.
And what's the call again?
NFPA 1194. And if y'all want to read a copy of it, I will. Well, it's a $150 book, but I have a copy. I will scan the relevant sections in and send it to you. And then section 4E, insert the word operation in an emergency operation plan should be posted in a central location on a framed enclosed message board and also made available to all residents upon check-in. The plan should include information on how to evacuate the RV park in the event of an emergency with emergency contact numbers and procedures of any required sheltering or relocation. I don't have a problem with that one, no comment. And that's all of them. Do you have anything over this text?
The copy that we sent you in your packet, there was a change, we added this.
So, it's page 15, under C, utilities. Each RV site shall be connected to a public sewer system. burden of accessibility shall not fall upon Edgefield County was added to both of those lines. The reason for that is if you put it there and you're demanding that they hook to water and sewer, they could turn around and say, okay, Edgefield County, you have to provide it to us to hook to. So this is saying that that's not our circus. And then in section 8, again, I noticed that she put in there without prior notification, no less than once in a calendar year. Again, I just open that up. Code enforcement can go out there whenever the heck they want to. And that's in section 8 on page 17.
Okay.
That is all of them.
I had,
Do you have additions
I do.
to what we?
I would probably go in section 4 under F, location restrictions.
She said section.
Section 4 restrictions.
You say, yeah.
No RV park. We covered the residential issue, but I'd also say no RV park within, and I will bow to Doc's great spatial plan here, but to any schools or parks.
So on that, I would actually suggest you go and get a statement from the sheriff on, because it's kind of like pawn shops. There's certain areas that the sheriff will issue a statement that he doesn't want things approved that are, like you don't want a pawn shop next to a bank, that kind of thing. So I would actually go talk to him. I know it sounds funny, but it's true. And we've actually had that come up where if he's got a concern for public safety or he thinks it might cause a public safety issue, he can issue a statement of, these are the specific uses that should not be neighboring for reasons of public safety.
Okay.
And you could always ask him to give you such a statement for RV parks, and then we could add those particular uses in. And then I will reference some standards to figure out, footage, 1,000 feet, 2,000 feet, whatever.
More better. Oh. April. Since I
Pull your,
can't
pull
read
your back.
very well tonight, is there a section about, I mentioned to you about a section for, there needs to be someone in attendance at all time as resident, 24/7. Was it? Yeah. I want that to be considered as well.
I think that was in there.
It's in section 7.
I thought
Is
so.
it?
Yeah.
But it states emergency only.
Right.
On call or on site, so
I want it
I
on
think she's
site.
saying that there must be some
Yes.
on site individual. Suggestion.
Contact, 24-hour contact. Okay.
It's too much, so somebody saying, we couldn't get them on the phone,
Are you saying someone needs to be there 24/7?
Aye.
Okay.
On site.
Emergencies don't happen 8 to 5.
Pull your mic down closer. Well, you can pull your mic down closer to you. Anybody else? Anyone else have anything? Look good to me. Okay, I think we can live with that at the time being then.
Okay,
So,
so before we close the,
Doc,
work
You
session,
got it.
I got one thing.
I want to talk about
Stop.
something that
I
Tiffany.
got
One
one
thing.
thing.
Oh, okay.
On the, location restrictions, can we stretch it out farther than 1 mile?
Between RV parks.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, 5.
At least a minimum of 5. I'd at least go 5.
You mean put 2 parks apart?
Yeah,
Oh,
they gotta
okay.
be
Oh,
a
yeah,
minimum of
okay,
5 miles
okay.
apart, so 1 mile.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense, I guess so. 'Cause what usually happens, somebody think you're making $1, they try to make $1 too. Mhm. That's right. You ready? Okay, Doc, you ready now? We finished with that.
All right, if y'all are finished with that, Tiffany asked me to bring up, creating a regulation for major subdivisions that have more than 10 lots have to hook to water and sewer. I don't want to do a blank ordinance for that. I don't want to just add those lines. What I want, my recommendation is to take that and sit down with Rick Green and come up with a chart. We might need to reclassify several different types of major subdivisions. I'll give you an example. I don't think she means for a subdivision of 50-acre lots, 10 50-acre lots that creates a road, because that's a major subdivision. By law, it created a road, it's a major subdivision. I don't think the intention is to put that on water and sewer. I think the intention is to put, subdivisions where you have acre lots or half-acre lots or quarter-acre lots or townhomes or whatever. That's the intent. So we might actually need to sit down, see how other agencies have put together subdivision regulations. I know that, if you go to Charleston, for an example, and I'm just familiar with Charleston's regulations, so I'll use them as an example. They have about 12 different classifications for subdivisions of various different, densities types that, depending on their zoning, some types of subdivisions are allowed in this type of zoning, but they're not allowed in that type of zoning. So I just want to sit down with Rick, pull some material, and, get a better feel, because there are other issues that should also be considered in with that. Sidewalks, underground power, there's other things that you can add to that other than just water and sewer. So I would like to dig into it a little more comprehensively, maybe take a couple of y'all up to Greenwood and sit down and have that conversation and let him pull some things from some of our neighbors and see what others have done to address it. But I wanted to let y'all know that it was brought to my attention, so it will be coming to you shortly, one way or the other. And I will try to keep you informed and get at least a couple of you to participate during that process, and then we'll put it on the agenda.
What was the question on that now? Repeat it, what you?
Water and sewer for major subdivisions.
Mm-hmm. Water and sewer, okay.
She wants major subdivisions to be on water and sewer, which is fine.
Be quiet.
But there's a big difference between a major subdivision where somebody has created that major subdivision to create a road, and a major subdivision like Tavern Hill, Windsor, Heritage, Currytown Boulevard, you know, et cetera. Not all subdivisions are created equal.
That's right.
Okay. Okay, now, I'm gonna make that clear, to get a think on that one now. Cause they're gonna be a little bit restriction, we haven't got water and sewer over this county everywhere. We got a problem with that.
And I think, and the main reason I want to talk to Rick about it is because I think we can kill more than one bird with that stone.
Probably.
So, you know, we can put a more comprehensive list together and, you know, you get to a subdivision that's, you know, a heritage place size. Well, it's not just water and sewer you want. You know, that's something they'll probably automatically do. You also want to think about your sidewalks. You want to think about, you know, underground utilities. You want to think about the big one for me, where is the retainage pond? Because as you all know, I had a complete fit over Heritage having a retainage pond in the front of the property. I think it's horrible. I think it's ugly. I don't,
And it's
it
not
it
safe.
messes up Highway 25. It should have never happened, and I don't like it.
It's not safe.
And I know that Heritage specifically is a PUD, so that's, you know, a separate thing from just a regular subdivision, but I'm just saying that those are the sorts of things we can address alongside of that other issue.
Right.
So right now, our major subdivision ordinance says it's 5 parcels or more, is that correct?
That any major subdivision is 5 parcels
parcels
or
or
more,
more.
or creates a road.
Or creates a road, okay.
Right.
Um,
And of course, other than the road creation, any lot that's over 5 acres is exempt under state law, so it doesn't apply to any of our regulations anyway.
Okay, so, my other question is, you've said in the past that, it sounds like we can define different major subdivisions, is that what you're saying?
So the only one we can't really change is minor subdivision and exempt subdivision. The state law has very specific definitions for those, but we can create many categories for major subdivision.
Okay, so does that mean that we could put an exemption in for a family, like, you know, they buy 100 acres and they want to divide it up to have a family compound? We can define that where they are relieved from some of the regulations of a commercial, say a commercial residential
I've-
development?
I've heard of things like that. I don't have any knowledge myself on there. That's almost like a form of cluster development. Cluster development is great, it's fine, but to specify who can do it and who can't, I'm not 100% sure. Tiffany's sitting back there if she wants to chime in.
Rick, and Rick sent me some stuff, I forwarded it to April. So I'll ask her to forward it to y'all as well about the family compounds and how to differentiate. I think Buford and Hilton Head has some stuff on that. Rick's continuing to, explore that course as well, and I will put y'all into information that we're having online conversations. And he's researching it. He got inspected today, yesterday was our last conversation on this. Did want to just start this conversation with y'all to get it going. I appreciate it.
So we'll talk to Rick about that too.
Okay.
Like I said, I know there are many types of cluster developments, but I'm not knowledgeable enough to, at this time, to give you any sort of advice on it.
That's all you have on that, then? Okay.
That's all I have.
Okay, all right. Then. Anybody else on this issue? So not, we adjourn from this work session till 6 o'clock. We start our regular meeting. Meeting adjourned, work session. Good afternoon. At this time, we're going to call our meeting to order for August 14th, 2025 of the Edgefield County Planning Commission. This time we'll have our invocation.
us pray. Heavenly Father, we come to you tonight with grateful hearts and thanking you for all the blessings we've received this week thus far. We're not worthy, but you continue. Lord, we also want to lift up one of our members at the loss of her mother. Lord, bless her and keep close to her. Lord, go along with us through this meeting as we do the town's business or the county's business. Lord, keep our minds on you. All these things I ask in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen.
If everyone stand and face the flag, and do the pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Take a seat. I need a motion to approve the minutes, the agenda for tonight, for the August 14th.
So moved.
Second.
Motion second, all in favor, raise your right hand. Opposed, the ayes have it. For the minutes of tonight, but we're gonna not voting on those tonight, so we
So just make a motion to move them
move
to
to
the
the
next.
next meeting.
And
So I get a
also,
motion.
can y'all pull y'all's mics down? We have a gentleman that's can't hear very well, so let's make
Get
sure.
a motion
we're
to
talking
move those to
into
the
it.
next meeting.
Okay, I make a motion to move the vote to next
Sec-
week.
Second it.
Motion second, all in favor, right hand. Opposed, the ayes have it. Guest speaker none. Reports, plat review and the census report for July 2025, also the update on the previous land development applications that we have. Go ahead, from staff.
Beside your packet, you'll see the 2025 census report. It was updated for June. So those are your numbers for June, July. For the plat reviews, we have 6 plat reviews, 8 minor subdivisions, 3 exempt subdivisions, and there were no major subdivisions approved.
That's all you have? Okay. All right. Old business, no old business? And we're gonna find discussion on regarding the proposed land development application for a used car dealership located at 5156 Edgefield Road in Trenton, 174-018-000. The applicant Phil Qualls is here, and he met us in in our workshop here. Any more questions you might have? So, this time, any? Oh, what the public hearing on?
Mr. Quarles, we're going to vote on that.
So, it's nothing to do with this, okay, all right. Okay, this time we, had looked at our plans and the Qual presented to us on the car dealership down there, 25 and,
Yeah, Edgefield Road.
what is supposed to be now?
What?
We gotta have a public hearing on this. We have to call these people to speak.
Okay.
Okay, so I didn't see him.
That's Philip there, so you don't need to worry about him. I guess that's Steve Quarles, and this one is,
Yeah,
I can't read it.
okay, so we're gonna get it put here and it deleted.
maybe just say Trinsky. I don't know.
Okay, at this time, we're going to pause here to a public hearing on the used car dealership in question. We have people sign up for a public hearing here. Randy.
That's Mr. Dedrickson, and I don't know that on that. Mark his name out.
Philip Quall. He the only,
Yeah, Mr. Quarles here.
Mr. Quall, okay.
Mhm.
Steve Quall.
And Philip.
Okay, you signed up, we have the open now for, any comments for you? Rent,
Diedrichson.
Deidreson, that Deidreson?
Do you have comments on the used car lot?
I have a comment about the, RV park, ordinances revision.
Oh, that not,
It's,
this is just concern the car dealership.
that's on the agenda.
On the agenda, right, okay. So if,
So then you don't have.
No more, we
anybody
don't have any.
speak, So you can
We
close
go
the
ahead
public
and,
hearing, go into vote, and then if you, once you make a motion to approve, you can call Philip to ask questions,
Right, okay, yeah.
discuss, whatever.
so we, everything meet our criteria, requirements and everything seem to be in order on the, particular application for this used car. So at this time, I entertain a motion to, approve it.
Make a motion.
Second it.
Motion is, okay, motion and second in the discussion. Mr. Qual, you have anything, any further discussion on it?
No, sir.
Okay, no discussion? Okay. All in said motion to approve the application for the used car dealership, raise your right hand. Opposers, ayes have it. So we'll be approved, so you wait with the office and the department to further pursue what need to be done. Okay, thank you, sir. Anything else from any other commissions? If not, right here, I'm gonna pause for, I have a request for, to come up with a comment. This should be just for general information. And it's not pertaining to RV Park or that, but well, give you the opportunity, 5 minutes to address us with who you are and what you represent.
Yep.
Okay.
Good evening, Commissioners. My name is Emily Poole. I'm a staff attorney with the South Carolina Environmental Law Project. Thank you so much for letting me come on very short notice. But I just wanted to introduce myself and my organization and what we do. So we are a nonprofit, public interest environmental law firm, provide legal services to communities, our partner organizations and citizens across South Carolina who are facing different issues and want to protect land, water, and communities throughout South Carolina. So we are based in all regions of the state. We take both cases and we do things that are not just litigation. A lot of our work centers on local governments and strengthening local governments and making sure that everything you do helps protect land and protect the beautiful things in South Carolina. So we do a lot of work with helping draft ordinances. We have a wetlands ordinance that we're helping build across the coast and across the state. We do repairing buffers. We do all sorts of things to help protect our natural areas. And we also advocate on the state level to make sure that local governments have the power to do what they need to do to address some of these systemic issues that we're seeing with overdevelopment and stormwater issues and various things of that nature. So I just wanted to come and let you know who we are because I think we have some connections with community groups in Edgefield County, including Meriwether Community Coalition and Horse Creek Nature Preserve and Savannah Riverkeeper, but I don't think I've introduced myself formally to you all, so that's what I wanted to do and just tell you what our organization is and just offer any help, because we do a lot of work with planning commissions and county councils across the state, so if you ever need me, let me know.
Okay,
Thank you.
Appreciate that. I had one more. What do I? Yeah, okay, come up.
Hello, my name is Tanya Bonatadibus. I serve as your Savannah Riverkeeper. We run an organization that watches over the water quality from North Carolina down to Savannah in both states, South Carolina and Georgia. I first and foremost really appreciate you taking the time to hear about our suggestions to the ordinance. I do want to briefly say one of the things that we are quite concerned about besides water quality is addressing some of the disasters or the disaster in Texas and making sure that as we allow campgrounds and RVs, especially within our floodplains, that we're making sure that there's adequate alarm systems and that people know what that policy is to make sure people can get out. That is one of the things that needs to be understood is that this is an area where we expect more rainfall, not less, according to South Carolina climatology reports, and you have a lot of ravines here, like your big pitches, which means that when you get large rain events like Stevens Creek, for example, you go from a creek that's 6 foot to 30 foot in a very short period of time. So as you are considering updating your ordinances, we would really love to see as much as you can out of the 100-foot floodplain, but also making sure you're putting in adequate alarm systems, weather radios, that kind of thing, so that you know. So that there's a good alert system for the people that could be in harm's way. The other thing that I really wanted to kind of address is that I served on both the upper and lower South Carolina water planning processes that just finished. Edgefield was kind of cut in half with both of those. But the problem is that planning process looked at the available water within the Savannah River Basin, and you guys, I believe, provided information about your growth expectations. And right now, that growth expectation is set at 1% for the next 20 years. You probably have already exceeded that now. And so that's something that you need to think about moving forward as you're talking about your development, is your availability of water. So we have Columbia County trying to build a data center. You've got possibly Vogel expanding again. I was yesterday in the Upper Basin in Franklin County and in North Georgia, where I have 3 counties that are below fire suppression right now in their water pressure systems because there's not enough water. They've got complete water meter moratoriums in place. So I just want to caution you or to think about as you're moving forward with some of these developments, what that water need is going to be and whether that's the best use, because you only have a certain amount and you can either bring in a certain number of industries, residential, whatever. So we would love to work with you on that moving forward, and also to make sure that South Carolina, when they're doing their forecasting, is appropriate so that there is enough allocated to this place to make sure that you can grow the way that you want to safely. And then the last thing that I'll say is that the other thing that we're really concerned about is stormwater. We would love to see, and we try and push wherever we can, that big development should always retain the first 1.6 inches of water on site in one of their ponds. 1.8 is even better. We like that down at the coast. And what that does is allow most of these big rain events to be absorbed and then slowly sent downstream. So Horse Creek and you have, I believe, about 25 dams in the county. You probably have more than that. I was trying to count them. You have multiple high hazard dams, and many of those have not been regularly, I've seen them, they're not in the greatest of shape. So when you're thinking about expanding your stormwater in an area, you want to make sure you're not increasing that flow that's going to put pressure, because those small lower hazard dams, if they start blowing, can cause catastrophic, kind of cascading effects downstream. And I lied, there is one more thing. You guys have such incredible history here. Dave the Potter is an incredible piece of history that needs to be retained and owned. Everybody needs to know about the pottery and the incredible work that comes out of Edgefield. And we would really love to work with you to help highlight that and to make sure that you're protecting that heritage moving forward. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, ma'am. Appreciate it. Okay. Appreciate the information. This time, get a motion to adjourn.
Make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Motion second, we adjourn. All in favor, right hand, we adjourn.